next on Piece of Cake.
This week we have the Louisiana SPCA's pet adoption out at Clearview Mall.
I am doing a beagle.
I'm making a miniature schnauzer.
I'm working on a Chiweenie, a miniature pinscher.
My cat and mouse.
This is your first cake you've ever done. I don't know about this.
I feel very confident.
I think Philip's crazy.
I just wanted to get started working on the doghouse. Just go get the glue so we can get this thing glued together.
I'll have this done, glued, and finished, and you still won't be cutting on that.
The SPCA is doing a big public art project, and we're a part of that. Our bead dog statue is going to be all over the city with different artists decorating them and things like that. So they have a blank bead dog out at Clearview Mall promoting it. The bead dog is kind of Ryan's baby. We went to a Disney management course.
My brother-in-law, who delivers, Philip, who works here, mixes and delivers, he's also an artist. And I had an idea that I wanted to launch a line of children's apparel.
Ryan came to me one day and asked to come up with something for babies' apparel, like a onesie. And so I was coming up with all these ideas, like a king cake design, or maybe just a crown or something, whatever.
So I waited about a month for this work from Philip. He brought it in. No king cake, no baby, no fleur-de-lis.
Last minute, I was just sitting there, and I'm like, well, you know, you don't see the bead dog anywhere.
The Mardi Gras bead dog. You know, as kids, everybody took beads, twisted them, made little bead dogs.
When the beads would break, they'd make little dogs, like little poodle-style dogs out of the beads.
It's a great design. It's a bold design. It stands out, and a lot of local people definitely know what it is.
And he says, "What do you think?" And I was like, well, it's not what I asked for, but I think it's great.
We had a 4 foot by 3 foot bead dog made and put it out front, and people started seeing it. How can I buy one of those?
We decided we'd sell raffle tickets to team up with a nonprofit group. So the first year, being that it's a dog, we thought it would be fitting to team up with the Louisiana SPCA. And so it's kind of stemmed from there. We're going on year number 4. We're going to be starting. We're going to have to come up with a new idea right now. We have a big event planned with the Louisiana SPCA this weekend. They're doing a big pet adoption out at the Clearview Mall. And so we thought it would be a great idea in talking with them to do a cake. And instead of our typical Dave project, I thought it would be a great idea to get the entire staff involved on each doing a cake. So we came up with the idea. My dad was going to do the doghouse. And then around this huge board and around the doghouse, we were going to do a bunch of animals.
I am doing a beagle. I went with the beagle because they're a playful animal, so I knew that I could get him with his behind up in the air and his head on the ground, and not have to worry about the head falling off. A miniature pinscher.
I chose a mini pinscher because I have 2 at home. And Bella's the cutest little pinscher you're ever going to see.
I am going to be making one of the 2 cats that we're going to have. I was going to do a beagle, and then I came in, they're like, do you want to do a cat? And I have cats at home. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to do my cat. I'm making a miniature schnauzer, because I have one at home.
I have a miniature schnauzer at home. Her name's Candy, and she's a sweetheart. I have a few dogs, but she's like the one that just stands out, and I thought it would be real hard and interesting to make.
I'm working on a Chiweenie. I picked the Chiweenie because I have 7 little Chiweenies at home. It's a Chihuahua and a Dachshund, a Louisiana dog, you know, mixed together, and they're a little small and cute.
I'm going to be making my cat and mouse.
And I just figured I'd make her all one solid block of a cat, so that way she wouldn't kind of crumble or fall apart, because I knew she was going to have to sit on top of the doghouse.
I do a lot of construction work, and as far as cutting out the doghouse for him, it wasn't no major thing.
I sat out the dog end of this because I knew my dad was going to need some help on the house. He builds a lot of things, puts it all together, but he hasn't done a lot of work with fondant and stuff like that.
Philip, you've got one yet?
Yeah, I was just trying to find a bigger picture to work on.
This was Philip's first cake. So, I was trying to get him to pick something maybe a little on the easier side.
On the computer, I typed in dog costumes, because some of them are pretty freaking wacky. And I found this bulldog with a punk haircut and a leather jacket.
Think you've got the ability to do that? I mean, everybody's going to be riding you about this. This is your first cake you've ever done.
I thought that would be perfect. It's not something that's really Hadel's, it's not really the norm, whatever.
I don't know about this. His selection was probably the most difficult cake that was selected. Philip's going big with this cake idea.
Yeah, but will he ever get off the computer?
Well, I'm hoping he'll get off the computer.
He might be over there thinking about it, and the event will be over.
It seemed like Philip was going back and forth with some different ideas on his dog. It seemed like it was taking forever, and then Ryan kind of pushed him to make up his mind what the dog was going to be, and finally they got started.
If you fail, I fail, so we're not going to fail.
We're not going to fail.
Next on Piece of Cake.
See if Skeeter's willing to lend a hand. Looks like a Pinewood Derby car.
You're absolutely right. It's fine. We were going to help you. Not anymore.
Philip's going big with this cake idea.
Will he ever get off the computer?
Well, I'm hoping he'll get off the computer.
Philip has an art background, and Philip overthinks things. He overthinks things a lot. And, he doesn't get right onto the project. He just keeps thinking about the project. And I think that's what slows him down. If he would figure out what he's going to do, jump into the project and get moving.
Let's get started. Go get some cake out the freezer.
I guess turmoil within himself, what I'm going to do here, what I want to do there. I mean, he has the talent. There's no doubt about that.
I knew I had to leave it in a 3D, cut it out with cake. I layered the cake 4 stacks high. I made the head out of Rice Krispie treats so I can carve it a little better, and then I'm going to add the little mouth.
Oh, a nutria.
It looks like a nutria. That's what I just said.
A nutria is kind of an animal that lives in all the canals and bayous. It's got 2 buck teeth. Kind of reminds you of a beaver.
It's a rat. It eats anything it can get its hands on.
A nutria actually looks like a Tweety, They resemble each other, but one's a rat and one's a dog. I never, ever worked with Rice Krispies before. When I was getting near the end, when I had the buttercream on it and it was coming together pretty good, I just turned and looked at it and the chin just dropped. He lost his nose.
He's yawning.
Just dropped right off. I'm like, oh, what I'm gonna do?
Just take the head off, leave your body, because your body's still...
You see, but we came up with a plan. I don't think Andrea had a plan. We had a little extra support over here.
I'm over here all by my
all by yourself. Somebody threw you under the bus.
This is my first 3D cake ever.
Initially, to start carving it out, so I just relied on Skeeter to help me. She gave me a few pointers, and I did from there.
She initially started doing him out of buttercream, but I think, she kind of wanted to show a little one-upmanship because she started seeing other people's stuff, and she's like, maybe I should use fondant. So she went back and she redid him in fondant.
And then she decided her dog really needed a nice little bed to lay in.
Bella's always laying on her bed. If not, she'll get on your pillow. She thinks she's prissy.
It's been a long time since I've done a 3D novelty. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it different. I want her head sitting up where she's looking at whoever's in front of her and her paws stick out and have her like in a stance like. So I made it to where I could do the head out of Rice Krispie. Figured it'll hold up better and be lighter. I love the nose. Of course, it didn't work out too great.
Christiana, I thought you were finished.
I was finished. Her nose started cracking. I'm gonna go ahead and roll it out with fondant on top of the Rice Krispie, and hopefully that'll hold it together, which I think it will.
Jessica's job is similar to my job. She doesn't get a lot of glory for it.
But I was really excited for the SPCA project because they're like, hey, everyone can do one of these cakes. So I was like, awesome, this is my time to have some fun. I tried to choose a picture that I knew I could make fully out of cake. I haven't worked a lot with the Rice Krispies. I tried to make him look just like he looks, and he always sits there with his little tongue out, so I added that to him.
Where's the dog?
The dog's behind us here, his head is here.
Looks like a Pinewood Derby car.
You're absolutely right. And I guess it did before it was finished.
I don't know that you're up for this challenge.
I might not be. See you later. Head on the ground, behind up, gives you more area to work with, and his head's not going to fall off.
Next on Piece of Cake.
I think you need
No. Get off of me. Chewini had plenty of problems. The head was up on it. It was very long and narrow, and she had made the head out of Rice Krispies. Really, before she even finished decorating it, the head fell.
We had to end up making a whole new head and put a whole new position of the dog. He wasn't going to be standing up anymore. He was going to be laying down with his head down. So that worked out much better.
Andrea has not dealt with 3D cakes before. I was very proud of Andrea to get in there and go for it.
We're having a head problem. That would make perfect sense with the group of decorators we have. Head cases, dealing with head problems. For her first cake, it was right on the money, and she can only get better. I think we're making progress here. Philip's sculpting the head. We're going to bring the body up. Lauren kind of gave us the suggestion that we're going to taper off the back.
I wouldn't say I feel bad for Philip, but I can see where he's coming from, because I mean, I'm still the new guy, really. So I see where he's trying to learn some stuff.
Look, I'll give credit where credit's due. I'm going to use the help and the talent of all of our decorators, but in the end, everybody's going to go to this function and they're going to remember this dog.
Ryan's interest in Philip's bulldog was purely to show me up. He thought he was going to go in there, him and Philip were going to design this dog, and they were going to go say, ha, we did it.
Don't let Dave see you helping us out here, but
Okay.
The problem was, they got everybody and their grandma to help them out. It wasn't like Philip did the dog by himself, Ryan did the dog by himself. You know, that was a cake department dog.
I did get a lot of help. I've said that many times. I guess picking out the dog, I was molding the face out of Rice Krispies.
I think Dave might have to finally give you credit where credit's due. You think you'll get it?
Things not done yet.
It took it takes a village. It took a cake department to get that dog together.
And we'll make his wrinkles after.
Yeah. Dave, I think, was hoping for failure, but he didn't get it.
With Lauren's help and Ryan and everyone, you know, we all worked together over this, and it's looking pretty good. Hopefully the end result will be what it's supposed to be.
I just had a couple reservations about the Schnauzer. She had done his head out of Rice Krispie treats, and she, you know, put a lot of pegs and everything like you should.
I figured it was done cracking, so the fondant set, fondant was dry on the inside, so all I did was fill it in with a little buttercream, figured it was gonna be fine. Put the ears back in, about an hour or two later, it cracked again. I'm like, oh no, so I figured I had to do it all over.
So what I'm gonna do now is make a little tennis ball, stick it underneath, run a stick through it to hold the weight, and I'm gonna stick a board underneath the head to where it'll stay in place.
A pink tennis ball, that don't make any sense.
She's a girl, she's gonna have a pink collar, she's gonna have a pink tennis ball. They got pink tennis balls.
Where?
It's a girl dog.
Wimbledon?
They have yellow and pink. You don't believe me? Go to Academy.
Of course, Dave Jr. had a problem with a pink tennis ball, saying, there's no such thing as a pink tennis ball. I'm like, there is, look it up.
What is that, Lauren?
My cat.
Turn it.
And this is pretty, it's a size.
Oh.
She's huge. The way I made the cat was pretty close to how big she is. I mean, she's pretty wide.
Look at the cat that's going on your roof.
The fat cat. I made it Rice Krispie though, so she can kind of fall into it.
My roof will hold a cat.
I knew Mouse was gonna go on top of the doghouse from the beginning, and that's why I chose to make her out of the Rice Krispie treats, because I knew it was something that we could just peg the hell out of, and she would just stick on the roof. We use spaghetti to make the whiskers. It holds up, and it looks like whiskers in the end, and it's not wire. It's something actually edible, so why not?
Roof and shingles, that's what we do. We make them. How big do you make them?
Probably 4x4. Yeah, I got shingle detail.
18 by 12.
Times
Twice.
2. There was a f***ing lot of them. We measured and it was like 432 shingles. Just go get the glue so we can get this thing glued together.
You can start cutting. No, man, don't let me hold you up. You can start the material anytime you want. Don't use me as an excuse. I'll have this done, glued, and finished, and you still won't be cutting on that.
I just want to get started. I want to get started on it.
You know, I've done this a long time, and I've seen a lot of problems, and I can tell them I know what I'm doing.
I had to sit there and hand cut 432 shingles and then hand place 432 shingles.
I think Dave used finding on the roof because it wasn't standing straight up, but we used on the sides, we used gum paste. Fondant don't tend to harden up quite as hard as gum paste. Gum paste tends to get a lot harder.
We should have enough gum paste. We got a ton over there.
I don't know. It's going to eat up a lot of gum paste. But you better let it dry.
What do you do with gum paste?
The siding.
No.
So all of a sudden, Mr. Dave decides to make it from scratch. So that took, you know, a day, and then let it dry. And he just refused to use the fondant, which we have buckets of.
I got 10 buckets of fondant sitting next to me, and he's mixing gum paste from scratch.
He's on a gum paste kick. Let him be.
Next on piece of cake.
The weather really didn't cooperate for us.
So all of a sudden, Mr. Dave decides to make it from scratch. So that took, you know, a day, and then let it dry. And he just refused to use the fondant, which we have buckets of.
I got 10 buckets of fondant sitting next to me, and he's mixing gum paste from scratch.
He's on a gum paste kick. Let him be.
And I mean, in the end, it all dries the same. It's all going to crack the same. So I didn't understand why we needed to use gum paste for everything.
She's got 4 3D cakes to do today.
Well, I know he's got an idea about something he's working on. I mean, why don't you go tell him to get off your table? Aren't you scared? Okay.
Gum paste was a nightmare. It's been really humid the past couple days, and they did not dry. I mean, the ones that I have here on the house had to put on ever so carefully because they're still soft. I mean, they'll hopefully harden overnight. The event's tomorrow morning. Hopefully it'll harden and stay on the sides. Christiana said, if we'd have used fondant, maybe that would have dried faster. I don't think anything would have dried with the humidity like it is right now.
It's going to rain. We're in the summer. I mean, our humidity is going to range anywhere probably from 80 to 100%.
It's the weather. Can't do nothing about the weather.
This one morning, when I went to pick him up, his arm was in the way, and when I squeezed a little bit, it bruised a rib.
Skeeter and I's hugging relationship is over.
This particular time, he was probably ragging me about something, which he loves to give people crap. So my way to get rid of him is, okay, fine, you can mess with me, I'm gonna hug you. I think you need
No. Get off of me. I'm not playing. Get off. I don't know if we need to fill out some paperwork about this, but the fact is, I don't want Skeeter to hug me. It's over, Skeeter. I think his dog looks great, but I was over there telling him that you were talking some trash over here, basically saying it wasn't his dog and everybody else helped.
Yeah, everybody else did help him decorate the rest of the dogs.
I'm not taking credit where I didn't do anything, but as a collective, the dog came out great.
Just like all the rest of them, I wanted Philip to problem solve on his own.
Good job. That's all I'm asking.
When the dog is delivered, I will give credit where credit is due. The cake hadn't been delivered yet. I couldn't give him an attaboy till the cake was delivered.
Together, I think we all came up with a great cake. I'm glad it came out the way it did.
I was going to make sure the Bulldog was going to make it to the mall. I didn't want Dave to have any ounce of glory on saying, "Told you so." That's my line, not his.
Hey! The weather really didn't cooperate for us. I hope to God it's not raining. Because, I mean, it's just been nasty all morning. The cake was, I mean, it was really heavy.
I mean, you figure one 3D cake we do takes 2 people to move. So when you got all these animals on it, that was a huge cake.
God, this is heavy.
Son of a bitch.
No offense, but Ryan and Eddie and Philip, I mean, we don't have big muscle linebackers in here.
The final project was dynamite. It looked great. People with the SPCA, the pet adoption group, they loved it.
To give Philip a little bit of props, in the end, Philip's dog obviously stood out in the center. You know, he was wild looking and a big green mohawk. I mean, he couldn't not stand out.
His bulldog made it down here, the bulldog that has been doubted all week. And I think ultimately it's going to be great for the pet adoption day.
Attaboy, Philip.
There you go. I got another one.
Okay.